Hello everybody, this is Aaron the Gaming Godfather. I'm doing somewhat of a new request thing. This isn't going to be a review or a guide or anything. That's going to be a little more of a let's play. But this is another request I had from a friend of mine on how to get a little bit further along in the game. For some reason she had a little bit of a problem here and there and kept running into brick walls simply because the game sets limits. You had to have a certain amount of money by a certain day and she could not meet it. Without at least resetting the game. I'll go into further detail of what I'm talking about with resetting of the game. So this is going to be kind of a mix between a guide, a let's play, a how-to, you know, something like that. It's more or less just to watch for fun. Also get people to watch the game, or watch me playing the game, honestly. I'm not considering myself an expert like that. I'm actually going off a little bit of rust wearing off me. I've not played this game in... hell, I don't know, 6 to 8 months. So I may be a little bit rusty, but I'm making sure I'm starting off with a brand new game. I'm not using a load, nothing like that. That's why I'm even going to show you. I'm going options, and I'm going to clear save data, just so nobody has any ifs, ands, or buts. As far as the controls, if you're wondering about anything, such as how to get the game, it's easily found through Steam. Simply put in Recettear, or however you want to pronounce it. I pronounce it Recettear, an item shop's tale. After that, it's just the configuration tool. Easiest way to do that, right click on the game in your Steam library, launch game configuration tool. You have a nice little menu popped up, and that way you can organize all of it. If you want to use a keyboard or a gamepad, I'm going to use a keyboard to kind of limit myself. I'll be a little bit too fast if I went with the controller, so I'm going to try and give myself a little bit of a handicap with that. But also, so you can set it to be full screened or windowed, and what resolution you want to run at, and little things like that. But let's get started. And yes, this game is incredibly cutesy, but I believe that's one of the appeals to the game. And yes, there's not pure voice acting, there's some voice acting. And if I'm kind of going through a little quick, you can easily pause the video and read what you want, okay? So I read fast, and usually if I'm taking a while to read, it's because I'm usually talking, I'm not even reading. Yes, they are speaking Japanese. If you're not picked it up, good God, get yours checked. That, or you have a severe misunderstanding on how English is pronounced. I know there's a lot going on. You have no idea who is Tyr? What the fuck's it on her sides? What is it with that? Who's this little girl, Recette? Or Recette? I just say Recette. I don't care. Capitalism ho! I am not a capitalistic hoe. Thank you very much. Okay, like I was saying before, with the reset, while this is going on, I'm just going to kind of keep skipping through a little bit. I'm going to wait a few seconds and then skip to the next text. With the reset, what happens is if you do not get past the next obstacle, which is usually it's 20,000 picks or 80,000 picks or 120,000 or 200,000 picks, if you don't meet that goal by the end of the month, I believe, what happens is the game gives you an ending. The bad ending. Basically, Recette, it's kind of summed up here, Recette lives here. And the problem is she's not making any money because she doesn't want to work. She's a lazy little bitch. So sue me for calling out the obvious. So she doesn't want to work. She doesn't want to go out and venturing. Nothing like that kind of stuff. So Tyr here comes in and she actually tries to work with her and actually wants to turn her house into an item shop. So then people can come in and buy stuff from her. And blah, 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 blah. And people can buy things, and then that way she can have income generated, and then she can give Tyr the money needed. Yeah, this game does not have highest graphics ever, so. Alright. Now, a few things for you to take notice. There's no way to like exit the town. That's because what you do later on is you go to the Adventurers Guild. We'll cover that more in detail. The first thing I really want to pay attention to, look in the upper left-hand corner, left of the 1,000 picks. That is says day 1, and then there is a crescent moon clock. We're gonna call it, and it is a clock. Now, what that clock is basically it limits your time by sections, not minutes, not hours, but by actual sections. And doing actions such as going throughout the town, opening up the store, going out on an adventure, things like that, that will use up time. And basically what you have to do is you have to treat time as a resource. So with that, you have to keep not only your money in check, but your time as well. You can't just waste your time, otherwise you're going to end up wasting your money. You could spend a day adventuring, or you could spend a day buying things dirt cheap, or selling things for a high price. That's where the game kind of gets a little bit difficult at times, because you have to successfully manage your time, or else you're going to fail. And you will easily fail, because at first it's not too hard to get the minimum amount of money. But once you start getting to the point you have to go from, let's say, 80,000 to 200,000 picks, that is very difficult if you don't know what you're doing. The game does allow you to, if you know how to kind of meta the game a little bit, then you're going to be fine. And yes, I use the term meta very loosely. I don't care. So with this game, if you know what to do with it, you're going to be fine. I know it's a little vague, but what I'm saying is if you know to plan ahead, you got to plan for not only today, but for tomorrow and the day after. You have to figure out, okay, do I sell this day? You know, do I go out adventuring? Do I go to the merchant? Yeah, this is all stuff you can learn about. I highly recommend everything about here. What is the guild? What can I do here? Merchant levels, about the town, unknown items. Fusion is something huge. This is something I'm going to cover real quick. Basically, what you can do is take a couple, like 2 to 3 items, I believe, and combine them into one very powerful or very expensive item. So what you want to do, you want to use and abuse this immensely. Why? Because you're also going to be able to later on get adventurers. And adventurers, that's your combat. Recettear and Tier never, ever, ever fight. They don't fight, they watch. But their adventurer, whoever they rent out, those ones that fight. Alright. So we have 1,000, so let's see. Let's kind of shake it up a little bit. Let's see what we got. And it'll show you, it tells you they have 4 left of Worn Sword, so if I buy all 4, he'll have no more for me to buy. I can buy a long sword, but it's 840 picks, so it's going to be 1 and done. So the smart thing, what you want to do is buy things more in quantity rather than quality. Quality will happen later on after you are pretty much mastering your adventuring skills. And I don't mean that like D&D skills. I'm talking about your actual physical as a player skills. So let's see what we have here. Laundry pole, leather glove. And you kind of want to watch the price. Like 70 for 5 clothes, 210. So some of the stuff you don't want to be getting too high on since you only have 1,000. So let's see here. Let's do... Oh, I don't know. Let's grab leather glove. Grab a couple of clothes. Scrap plate. Oh, how about a wood armband? A wool hat. 1 left. Should probably make it so it's gonna. You know what? Let's do that wooden helmet. There we go. We have 20 picks left. And there's something I forgot. Button. The reason why I say button 3 is because you can map it to whatever you want. The default is C. The default is button 1 is Z, button 2 is X, button 3 is C. And it'll just tell you, because it actually will tell you defense. That comes in later with your adventure. Okay. That'd be all. Yep, this is perfect. We shall return when our stocks run low again. And honestly, if you play the game right and you do a lot of adventuring and you manage your time well, you will rarely, very, very rarely actually go out and buy things in the purpose of filling your stocks. The only times you really want to go out and buy things is when they are in reduced price. And they'll tell you, swords are now in high demand, so their prices have gone up. Shields are now lower price. They're a dime a dozen, you know. There'll be a huge announcement telling you what is going to be in high demand and what's going to be in low demand. So obviously you don't want to have something that's very low cost at that time because you don't want to sell it. You want to sell stuff that's either in normal demand or high because you want to make as much money as possible. Yeah, we're gonna have the display. The display basically, you put your best put your best stuff out there. Honestly, that's the thing you should at least have filled up. So blah 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 blah. Primer button. That's Z. Alright, so what we want to do is make sure it is the most expensive thing we have. It looks to be the wooden helm. Now I forgot to mention one thing. The wooden helm, we bought it for $280. Yes, I believe it was $280. And right there the price said $400. So that's what the price you're going to try to sell it at. That's going to come later when you can actually adjust your prices by a percentage. You obviously want to be getting at least over 100%, so you are getting more than cost. But there are times where your adventurers will come to your store and you don't want to sell for them for an extreme price. You want to make sure they're getting the really nice items because whatever items they buy from you, you're not only getting money out of it, but your adventures are becoming more powerful. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, like walnut bread, that's usually 50, I believe. Let's see, little hat. Scrap plate. Leather glove. Just kind of spread things out a little bit. And you can later on, you can adjust certain things. Like you can buy new floor, new wallpapers. You can decide where the table is going to be, what carpet or what rug you have. And there we go. And it doesn't really matter. I'm not trying to have everything focused out front. It does not matter because you'll see people, even if they're bare shelves, they will look at the bare shelf and like, I want to buy this hat that's in the opposite corner of the store. It doesn't matter. And you will see sometimes 6, 7 customers, yet only one person will buy something. Or 2 or 3, and yet you'll have 5 people trying to buy something. Okay. And all you do, you go up, you hit the Z button, or button 1, whichever it is. For you, if you're using a gamepad or a different keyboard, and then off you go. You literally sit here and watch. Gonna get a drink of water. Blah blah blah. This is all nonsense. You don't have to do anything except sit here and wait for someone to try and buy something, and then that's where you kick in right there. It'll show up. That's what they want. And they will this is where you have to make sure, do not keep skipping through what people are saying. They will ask you, sometimes it's worded different. You have to make sure you pay attention. Certain people will buy something, certain people will sell something. Do not, do not, I have done this myself, I've heard other people do this. Make sure you read it carefully. Do not buy something for more than cost. You want to buy it for less than cost. Cost is 100%, if you're wondering when I'm talking about cost. Alright, now in this case, they are buying the longsword, okay? Granted, yes, I don't have a longsword to buy. This is hypothetical situation. This is what Tier's trying to do. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, see, button 3, and it shows you what you can do. Like, I don't know. Base price is 1,200. The effect is an attack of 14. And it'll tell you right there, like, the highest sale price, lowest sale price. So it's like, you know, you're kind of competing. It's just like, well, I sold it for, you know, 2,000 last time. I bet I can get at least 2,005. so this is where he comes in. Sure, for 3,683% of base price. Why not? Do not try that. Do not sell for more than 3,000% of cost. Like they said, they will walk out. If this game could, it'd flip you the bird, tell you to fuck off, and show it up your ass. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, my God, I forgot how long this thing takes. Basically, it tells you you don't get much of a chance to haggle with people. So, try and be reasonable. Don't be 150%. Try to be 120%. Somewhere around there. 120-ish percent. So we would say, just be fair. We'll just say 120% even. So 1450. And right there, yeah, they tell you to go down slowly. You don't want to go down by percentages by tens. More like 5 to 8 at a time, at the very most. You don't want to go down too much. And granted, if you're selling something that costs 20,000 picks, you may not give a shit if it's between 20,000 and 18,000. It's only a 2,000 difference, and there will be a point where, like, fuck that, it's only 2,000 picks. I can give a shit. Alright, so let's see, they don't like that, so let's go 114. And blah. That's it. That is literally selling. That's it for the game. Buying is the exact same thing except you go down. I would buy this, please. For this is the same thing. Well, it's only 110. I'm gonna get an extra 300 out of it. There for 800%. Yeah. Okay. 3,300. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm sorry, this game does take a while to start up, but once it does get started, it will kind of start to take off, especially once you get your adventure. The first thing I have to tell you to really make sure you utilize in this game, saves. Save each time, every time. Write that down. I kid you not. Save each time, every time. Listen, anytime you do an action and it was for the better, save. Do not just, oh, you know, I sold something for 20 picks. No. You want more. Let's see. Alright. Let's try 117. Perfect. At their merchant level. That will come into play later. So boom, that thing was that was free. That was a free item. I got 117 out of it. I mean, Recettear. Blah. And I'd skip this, but I know some people want to watch it. I think as long as it's kind of, you know what? I'm going to start skipping. If anybody complains about it, the whole thing is this is not meant to showcase the game or anything like that. I have no connection to the game whatsoever, other than the fact that I really like the game. So you know what? We're going to skip. If you want to watch this, feel free. By all means, feel free to watch all this. I highly recommend watching all this. I really do. The story is actually pretty darn neat. The whole thing is her dad, Recettear's dad, became an adventurer and just took off. He left her with this huge mortgage on the house, and she pretty much was going to lose it, but then Tyr came over and says, we're going to take your house. Oh, I'm going to be homeless. Well, okay, how about this? Instead of me just taking the house, we want to get our money. We don't want your house, we want money. She worked for the bank. She's actually a loan shark, hence why the Merchants Guild master, I believe he was, he's called her a loan shark fairy, or the fairy loan shark. And she is just simply a loan collector. She's nothing a loan shark. So long story short, she suggests to Recette to turn her home into an item shop because it's in the perfect location for an item shop. And I know anybody's playing RPG, item shops only sell items like potions and herbs. Fuck off. We're just saying that because everything can be considered an item. A glove can be considered an item. Hell, in Terraria, a bucket is a helmet. If a bucket can be a helmet, then by God, a glove can be an item. Okay, right here, save. What'd I say? Save. Say it with me. Each time, every time. Good! Pat yourself on the back. Okay. Now, let's go address this real quick. As you can see, it's the second day. So we have the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and then the 8th. And we have 10,000 picks payment due. I know right now, you're like, holy shit, I've only got, 137 picks. You've got to understand, that was a that is the lightest day you'll ever have in your entire life. The only time you'll have a lighter day is when you go out and adventure, and that's it. Otherwise, 10,000 is easily done. It's an extremely easily performed goal. Trust me. Now, this is where you can go wherever you want. You can go to the chapel, town square, market. And I do recommend those for advancing storylines. There are certain little events that tie Recette to certain characters, such as the one we're going to meet now, Louis. I call him Louis. It's probably Louis. I don't care. You know what? It's Louis to me. I'm going to have fun with it. So Louis here, blah, blah, blah. Yes, dungeons. We don't fight. You get items. 100% profit. Yada, yada, yada. I forgot. You can... God freaking... There's Louis. Skip. Okay. Alright, now what we want to do is... What did I say? Save each time, every time. Okay. We have nothing. So we're going to depart. What that does is if you have swords, shields, healing items, things of that nature, you can give it to them before the word go. Okay, blah. Sure, there's no items. Alright, Z, or button 1 attacks. X is his special, and yes, I know it uses mana, or SP. And then C does nothing except it's going to be using items later on. Now, the thing with Louis is, if you swing at the right moment, you can do counterattacks. And that's actually, those little gems, those are experience points. Now, if you look at Louis' left, where his shield is. Wide open. There's no curve in his arc. Look at his right side. He almost attacks from his back all the way at front. And that was a complete random. That's like a critical hit. Those are 100% random. You see how it says side attack? Those are actually for more experience. That will not do anything else other than more experience. And the whole counterattack basically means the enemy was attacking. In this case, the slime jumped. I kid you not, a slime jumping is kind of considered an attack. And he leveled up. You strike it, and we have Crafter's Knife. Okay, he can't use knives. He uses swords and shields. Find out what it is. No, we do not want it. Okay, I'm going to address this real quick. Do not jump floors. By what I mean is don't just go from floor 1 to floor 2 as soon as you can. Don't. Explore each floor entirely. Kill every single monster you come across and gather as much treasure as you can. Make each time you go out adventuring worthwhile. Don't waste your time. We got a windbreaker. Woo! Uh-oh. Now you're probably thinking, this is too damn easy. Yes, it is. It's meant to be easy. Slime fluid, yay. Okay, if you're looking at the red, if you're looking at the map lower hand corner, you are correct. Red triangles mean enemies. Level up. Now you see what I'm doing? I'm making sure not a single freaking monster survives. I want to make sure each time, damn it, that each time I hit a floor, I clear the son of a bitch. Why? I want as much experience as possible, especially because it's the very beginning of the game. As much experience I can get for Louie, the better. Plus, there's always a chance monsters will drop items. Right there. Slime fluid. You're probably thinking, slime fluid? What the fuck would I use that for? That's an ingredient, dumbass, okay? So let's do this. Let's look at our items. We have a windbreaker. We have an ingredient. Ooh, unidentified. And this is actually part for making something. Okay. And I see I can do that. Use yada yada yada. Alright. Less defense. Okay. You can't use a damn thing. I know what you're thinking, old muffler. Ha 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 ha. No, 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 no. As in a muff, as in a device meant to keep you warm. You sick bastard. Aha, chocolate bar, first healing item. I don't believe it heals, so I believe it just gives SP back. In most cases, I prefer using Louie and none of the other adventures. Why? Because I could sit there and slash away. Whoa, shit. That'll happen, that's a trap. Okay, let's see. Oh. Clear out enemies first before you take out a chest, because chests may actually be monsters. It may actually be... Oh, cool, a pot stand. It may actually be a teleporter. So you never know. So make sure you're ready for anything. Uh-oh. Okay. Perfect time to do special. Ooh, yeah. You see what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to make sure I'm always hitting them from the side. Because every time I hit them from the side or the back, what are they doing? They're dropping gems or experience. So make sure you try and do as much as possible so you can make each attack worthwhile. Okay? Okay. Alright. No, we're not skipping. And I know the whole problem is, this is the camera. Ah. Oh, there is no adjustable camera. I apologize. Shit! I guess Recettear will sit there and complain the entire time. And she'll worry about you. Because remember, at this time, the whole thing is like, why can't they fight? They are non-combatants, and the whole thing is there's a protective shield protecting them from the monsters. Okay, and jump. Aha. Come here, slime boy. And we have an iron armband. Ooh, let's see. Old muffler. Nothing. Damn it. Oh, wait. There we go. Now then, I can later on decide to actually allow him to hang on to it. No. What you can do though is hang on to it yourself. And remember I said you can actually decide to bring items with you. Uh-oh. Oh no. These guys are meant to teach you something new. Timing. Dodging. Watch. Predictable attacks. So just be wary of them and be ready to move. So just be always on the move, ready to switch from side to side, up, down, anything. Why? So that you can dodge. Ooh, lordy, come on, boys. Kaboom! Kaboom! If I'm making the scene easy, it's because remember, I've played this for... I've not played it in a while, but I played this a lot when I did. I like this game. It is fun. There's a goblin up there. I'm gonna kill him. love Louie's run. It's like, I'm going to kill you! Dodge. Dodge. Ooh, you got a little close that time. I felt the heat on my bum. More slimes. Slimy slimes. About to hit level 5 here shortly. I know that was like a long counterattack or whatever, and I'm gonna ignore that goblin. Ooh, okay, I felt that one. Alright, see what I did? I baited him. Watch, this is a bait. Where I purposely go in his pathway to make him attack. So, however I know he's going to attack, I'm going to make him attack, but how I want it and when and where. So watch. Bait. Boom. Wait. Bait. Boom. Bait. Boom. Never took a single hit because I wanted to attack when and where I wanted him to attack. It is not hard to bait at all. All you simply have to do is know the attack patterns of monsters. And that will happen, trust me. You will see slimes over and over. You will see goblins over and over. You will see new ones and they will have different attacks. But these guys, you will see quite often. Bait, slide. Critical. See, this is not hard. And I know this is kind of slow, me going back and forth. But I'm already level 5, and I'm already almost 25% to level 5. So, this is actually pretty good. Right now, I'm about a quarter into level 5. Bait, side attack. The reason I'm making so fast is I'm trying to get as many, counterattacks, side attacks, and back attacks as possible. Why again? Say it with me. Experience. Now I know criticals, they also give free experience, but that's completely random. You do not get to decide when you do a critical. If you're wondering, if you look where Louie's one special attack is, it's like a lady with a red ring around her. Hello! And yes, those traps will eventually hurt people, or monsters. Louie does, in fact, get a new attack. I've seen at least one other, which is actually a ranged attack. He kind of does a Sonic Boom-like attack. But I'm not talking Guile from Street Fighter Sonic Boom. I'm talking Dragon Force Sonic Boom. If you don't know what that game is, I feel sorry for you. Slimes are very hard to bait simply because they're simple, very, very simple individuals. And yes, I know there's only like one monster in one room, one monster in another room. Does not matter. Does it matter? Fuck no, it doesn't. Why should it not matter? Because I want the experience. Okay. And if you're wondering why I'm going back and forth, once you are one or two rooms away from an area where monsters are spawning, they will respawn if there are any more left. There's no more left. I'm out of here. If you're wondering why I'm kind of going around in circles with the red slimes, because they are seeming to turn with me. Oh. So, like, whenever I attack them... Ooh. Yes, I'll take that. Nope. Whenever I attack them, they will actually turn to then attack me. You see, like, that guy, he turned. Oh. That's cool. Leather boots actually sell for a lot. But I think I can actually make him equip those. Let's see. Yes, I can. 1,600. So let's go ahead and go through it. Let's do a quick recap. Slime fluid, 100. You're probably thinking, whoop-de shit. It's because that's actually an ingredient. Grapes, 1,400. Do you see what I mean? 1,600, 1,400. Let's see. A lot of these are going to be worth a few hundred. Pot sand, 2,400. That's actually a piece for a statue, I believe, that goes for like 20,000. So getting 10,000 right off the bat is not hard at all. Okay, so let's remember that 10,000, not a big deal. All right, moving on. Ooh, hello. Hi, you ugly. Those things are nearly impossible to decide where their front and back are because you don't know where they're coming, where they're going. Oh, I forgot to cover that a little bit. Let me show you. That's 20 from a back attack. 12 from her front. So me hitting them in the front. Oh, crap. Bait. Ooh, what's this? Is this a new attack? Why, yes it is, but what am I doing? What am I doing? Am I baiting them? Oh, yes I am. Thank you for noticing. Got a little bit close. That'll happen. Louis does not have the best range on anybody, but he has the widest attack range. So he's extremely useful for attacking multiple groups, and for even if he will miss, there are times he will still hit. Don't let those things touch you. They're bad juju. Very, very bad juju. Okay, 17 damage from a back attack, 13 from a simple counter attack. Uh-oh. I can't carry anymore. Ruh-roh, Raggy. So what that means is back attacks, side attacks do more damage than a simple front attack. Okay, bait. Counter attack. Bait. Sometimes you don't have to really... Ooh, what is that? Okay, we gotta do this. Let's get rid of some of the slime floats because we have a lot of those. Throw away. I think he already had... No, he does not. Ooh, alright. Now this is where it becomes hard because I can either choose to hang on to this longsword and knowing full well, that I'm actually making Louis more powerful. It does not affect like his attack... Yeah, no, I'm terrible at dodging that. I don't care. Ooh, look at that. I'm two-shotting those things now. So now I have to wonder, should I sell the longsword to get some fast cash, or should I hang on to it so my adventure is more powerful? Also, what I can do is still keep it up and allow it to track customers. Hello. This is where it gets a little tricky. You've got to decide who to take out first. Take out the obvious guy. That's the one that's going to keep chasing you. Ah, damn it. I'm going to ignore the ingredient for now. These guys keep coming after you. They won't stop. The goblin, however, is much easier to dodge. He's very predictable. See, he's incredibly easy to... No, he's going to follow one way. And everything pretty much follows a direct path. Rarely will you see things go... Like, see how he goes in four-way manners, up, down, left, or right? He will not go in a diagonal direction. What does that mean? Predictable. Use that to your advantage. Okay, people? Alright. Moving on. And yes, you can tell, what am I doing? Grinding again. I'm going to say one thing, and I'm kind of going against what I normally just said. You cannot and you should not attempt to grind in this game. I know I just said I'm grinding, and I just said a second ago you should not try to grind. Yes and no is what I said. There are two different ways to technically grind in a game, in which case I'm just standing around clearing out a path. Ooh. Yeah, I'll leave that for now. Or clearing out an area over and over and over until there's no more left. So like there are maybe more red slimes when I come back to this place. We'll see if that little red triangle pops back up. But a different way of grinding is simply coming back to this entire dungeon over and over and... Ooh. I think I already have one of those. How much sell for? $250. Throw that away. In which, if you do that, you're wasting your time. Don't try it, and the only reason you should be grinding for anything... Son of a whore. Yeah! See why I like Louis? Holy! Again, see why I like Louis? Groups aren't a huge deal. If I was somebody like the... I can't remember the hell she's a rogue or assassin. There's a female rogue or assassin, one of those, or thief. And then there's also a male wizard. The wizards, he can be very powerful and very deadly because he's ranged and he has a lot of mana and a lot of spells and everything, but he relies completely on his spells. Louis, however, can have both spells and his attack, and he's a little bit tougher. His other bonus is the fact you get him from the word go. So even if you do screw up and you lose the shot... See, you gotta kinda work with what you got. And I got nothing on that. Louis you have no matter what. Every other adventurer you have to unlock. The mage, I think he's a mage or a wizard, one of those two. He actually just requires time. You just have to get to a specific... Oh! I forgot about that. See that? What am I doing? I'm standing still and taking no damage from a ranged attack. I forgot completely. I apologize right away. Louis can block. Why? Because he has a shield. As long as I'm not attacking, because look what happens. As soon as I attack, I'm open. So as long as I've got that shield on front, ranged attacks such as that, simple ones I believe, not magical and non-melee ones. And they have to be from the front. If I come from the back or the side, I get hit. But if it's from the front, nothing. So just make sure you remember that Louis can block all as long as it's right on front and non-magical. It's very specific, I'm sorry, but that makes Louis very tough and very useful. So that way you can pretty much ignore those rock throwers and focus on things like the slimes and those oogly googly tentacle rape monsters. Oh lordy. Ready? Yeah! Ultra combo! What's that? It's a shiny. Something cheap. Huh. I'm thinking of Slime Fluid 3. I know you're probably it's Slime Fluid. It's a +3 though. Don't care. Seriously, don't. How many fucks given today? 0. Pluses only matter for equipment. All that really does is, I believe, when you do use it to fuse an item, you will get a better item right off the bat. Other than that, it's not going to get you a better price, nothing. So a Slime Fluid, 0 pluses, compared to a Slime Fluid +5, not going to matter. It won't change one way or the other. It's simply better to just have a couple, because you're going to use them for making an item. Which item? I don't believe, because you actually need a boss and a certain item the boss drops. So the Slime Fluids, you don't need to hoard them, because the way fusion works is you need certain key items, and some you have to buy, some you find, some you get off a random boss kill. And so the only thing I almost forgot to cover right there real quick. Actually, I'll do this real quick. Just show you can use items if you're wondering that. See? Boom. Oh, that was wasted. I should say wasted. They're all random. What was I talking about? I have no idea. I've completely forgotten. Oh, right. Whenever you enter into an area, because you cannot see everything from top down, and those rock throwers, they come right at you, make sure you kind of go either at an angle, or you just be wary and be ready to kind of switch movements at the drop of a hat. Damn it. Let's see. Let's drop fluid. Okay. Now with it. Oh, windbreaker. How much that sell for again? 500. Okay, good. Goody goody gumdrops. In this case, you don't worry about fusion that much, because like I said, those slime fluids won't matter much until you get the king slime, I believe it is. And he's a little bit of a pain in the ass. I'm going to skip it. I'm already getting near level 8. I'm trying to get through this as fast as I can. I do apologize for the long nature of this video, but this is because this is all covering the beginning of it all. And right here, this is it. There's no boss fight in this one. Normally, there would be a boss fight. This is not a normal situation, because Louis is not a true blue adventurer. He's not until he has cleared the Hall of Trials, which is what we were doing. And if you have hard times getting through the Hall of Trials on your first run, you may want to watch how you're playing the game, because you might be playing too aggressive, you may be underestimating Louis' reach with his weapon, a lot of different things. And like you saw right there, I got that candy and I found another one sitting there. don't be afraid to use items. Cards. Oh yeah. Sorry. I see a red door and I want it painted black. No colors anymore. I want them to turn back. I know how the song ends with black, but I'm gonna turn back. Ta-da. Successful, so what are we gonna do? Say it with me one last time. Save. Win each time. Win also every time. Alright. Oh, you evil little whore. Run away. Thank you. I'll explain that in detail later. I'm gonna hang on to that long sword, but I'm gonna put that there. That's worth 500. Iron armband. Yes. Ooh, we should put the leather boots there. The whole reason this, if you weren't really paying attention to, son of a whore. If you weren't really paying attention to when the game's talking about this, the reason why this stuff sparkles is because it's catching the sunlight. Alright, that's what's 550. That's what's 1400. And I'm gonna put everything out here that I can, but I'm also going to kind of go back in a second. Let's see. Iron armband. No, shit. 200, 500. Ooh, I'm gonna save that. 200, 500. I think 200 is the best we can do. 500 is the best we can do. Okay, I'm gonna save right here because I'm gonna show you why we keep saving. Alright, we've got everything laid out. Now, when I head on over to the market, I'm actually gonna use up time. Or when I head back, I'm sorry, when I head back from going to the market, it's going to use time. The market is where I can do things like buy items, and this is where, if you ever seen an announcement, necklaces are now cost less. This is where you want to come on over here and buy stuff like that. And you can get really nice things like such as this. This ring's power enhances the wearer's willpower, allowing him to shrug off physical blows. It can break, which means after a while, after you take so many blows, it will probably break. This is part of making a statue. You can there will be special orders coming up later on. Special orders, long shorts. Basically, someone asks you, "I want 2 books." Doesn't fucking matter what 2 books. They just say 2 books. The problem is, if you don't, what that is, it's a guaranteed person to come in and buy any 2 books. So you could buy the most expensive fucking books you can find, and then sell them for as high a price as possible when they show up. Very, very easy way of making money. These are also increases max HP, yay! So you can buy stuff for your adventure. But what you can also do is, like, let's say I've got these slime fluids, or I've got this candy for the longest time, and I can't fucking sell it. Oh, good God, I can't sell it. Well, I can sell it right here. Granted, I'm getting it for 90 no matter what, except for if price goes up on it. But it doesn't matter because I simply want to get rid of it. Because I've got, let's say, like with the slime fluid, I have times 2 of it, so I have 2 of them. Let's say I had like 10 of them. I want to get the fuck rid of these slime fluids. So I do with these ones right here. I want to be done with these ones. And if you go, hear that noise? That's going up and down, so you can increase how many you want to sell. I want to get rid of them. Boom. 60. Done. Now watch. As soon as I go back, oh, see what happened? I lost time. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're not going to save. Why? Because that was not profitable time. We're going to end the game, load the game, and load up our save. And watch what's gonna happen. We're going to be, wait for it. Come on. There we go. Right back where we were. Okay. So now we're ready to sell everything. And we have a lot to sell. Ah, I should replace that. We'll just try 113. Just to get rid of it. I should have replaced that. That's my fuck up. And that wooden bracelet. There we go. That's not too bad. Let's try and go for... See what I mean? I'm going by tens, and it's only got me a couple percent. Let's try and aim for about 120. Okay, let's go down 113 because I really want to sell it. Good. And yeah, so you can see the more money you get, the higher, the more experience. So your money and your experience are tied together. But you only get that by selling. That's the only way you can increase your merchant level. Let's see, he wants to buy the wooden helm. Now here's the problem. I do not want to increase the price on him. I want to decrease it so he's more likely to buy it. Yes, I know I'm getting less money out of it, but remember, I got this for free, and this is going to make Louis permanently more powerful because he's going to equip this. I'm not going to have to bring it in my bag and waste room. See, huge increase right there because I did something smart. I made my adventure more powerful. Incredibly smart thing to do. Alright. Let's get rid of this. Let's put down the, someone bought the wind. Oh, candy for 3. Remember, this costs 90 if I sold it outright. I can sell this candy for 300. Grapes. Let's do hats. Better. Find gloves. Let's do scrap plate. And yes, it will matter at times what items you have out. You want to kind of have a variety of items. We did some good things. Our adventure got better. We got quite a bit of money. So what are we doing? We're fucking saving, man. With this is the last thing you're gonna do of the day. You're not gonna be able to do anything else. So I can open a store, or like I can go to, let's say, the pub. Oh, here's an event. You're wrong. So here's what you can do. You kind of scout it out. Nobody's here. Wah, wah. So this was a waste of time. But now it's no longer a waste of time. Why? Because we save every time. We do save each time. Alright. Fucking hell, you can have those grapes. How about for 118%? Boom. Of course you can have that fucking knife, mister. Let's try 120. Let's go up there. Yeah! 1690. What's it, 200? I'll be nice. I'll do 117. 117 for you. Come on, somebody else. Yeah! He's not going to equip it, so I don't really care, so I'm just going to do like 108. Louis is very cheap. Level up. I forgot to mention that Louis is actually like a bargain bin adventure. Alright. This is kind of a cool little thing. Exceeded expectations, which means, as it shows you right there, what you sold, what you bought, and what you found, and then it kind of adds it up. What your profits were and what the score difference was. Basically, if you bought a whole bunch, you lose score. By finding a bunch and selling a bunch, you gain score, okay? So this is kind of a neat little thing. It's telling you if you're doing a good job. If you're not doing a well enough job, guess what? It's going to say, hey, you're doing shitty. Try harder, fucker. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. And we're going to skip. Ugh. Blah. 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 E. Yeah, we're getting up there really late. Come on now. Blah. We may call it here for a bit, folks, because all this is going to cover is buying items for a lower price than normal. So we're going to see if we can't skip this real quick, find a nice little spot, and then call it. So, like right here, it's saying a good spot is somewhere around the 60s to 70%. 60% to 70%, somewhere around that area, because that's honestly, if you think about it, how many times have you sold an awesome sword at a store in a video game and gotten a crap price for it? Well, you get to do the exact same thing. They don't like it, so let's say 71%. Oh, 50%, 70%. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, god damn it. I know it said 50 to 70%, but good luck for a lot of people buying it for 50 to 70%. It's going to be more 60 to 70%. It's going to be a safer bet. And this is a very effective way. The whole problem is you have to be careful. Otherwise, you will be buying a bunch of junk and having almost no money. And that can bite you in the ass. Of course, you can get a bunch of stuff for really cheap. But then all of a sudden, like, hey, I'm at 5,000. I'm halfway fucking there, and I've got so many days. Well, if I keep buying stuff, and I'm down to 1,000. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff to sell, but now I have to sell it. So if you don't sell it, that's it. So we're gonna save it here, folks. Why? Because we're gonna save every time, each time, every time. And that's it. We're going to keep doing this, and I'll eventually get to a point when this basically goes from a how-to or not really a review. This is not going to be a review at all. But it's going to start off as a how-to, but later on it will turn into a let's play. So for now, have a good one, folks. Hope you learned something. Hope you like the game. I love it myself. I can't get enough of it. Till then, I'll talk to you later.